Now, could Jiraiya beat Pain in a fight? I think he can beat Pain in a fight. Now, before you start going to the comment and start roasting me, just hear me out here, okay? Just hear me out. And like and subscribe too, actually, but just mostly hear me out. Okay, so I decided to just do a drawing of how the fight would go, and I would just explain what happened along the way, okay? So first things first, boom, Jiraiya's here, okay? Now with full intel, Jiraiya would just be in Sage mode. Because remember, Jiraiya was only trying to infiltrate the Rain Village. He just got caught by Conan and has to go Sage mode, which required him to spend a lot of time trying to summon Mind Pot. But with intel, he would be aware of the danger and would have summoned them already before he got caught by Conan. So he would already be in Sage mode. Now it really doesn't matter if it's the first 3 pain that Jiraiya fought or all 6 show up at the same time. Jiraiya could just win with full intel. And I'll explain why. Here. Boom. Let's say it's the 3 pain, right? With full intel, they are not beating Jiraiya. Because with no intel, Jiraiya was beating them before he has to use Frog Song. Now you might be mistaken for this panel, where Jiraiya said, even in Sage mode, I'll be killed. I never imagined he would be this strong. Now Jiraiya only said this because he didn't know that they all can only use one jutsu. He thought that all 3 were real Rinnegan users. And you see the proof here in this next panel. Even if Nagato is one of the 3, I can't believe there'll be that many Rinnegan milling about. So what in the world is going on? Really, for most of this fight, Jiraiya was just fighting with the idea that they were all real Rinnegan users. And he was still trying to figure out what each of them can do. But once Jiraiya figured it out, right? Look, see, Jiraiya had to take a guess. My gamble's a success. That big fellow jumped in to absorb the jutsu. The first fellow's all about summoning. And both times it was the big fellow who absorbed my jutsu. As I suspected, each of them possessed only a single type of jutsu. And right after that, Jiraiya came up with like a plan to beat them. Right now, the big fellow's eyes are focused on the jutsu, and one of the other is blinded. So only one of them, and Jiraiya beat him. Boom, they were fighting. And Jiraiya jumped in and kicked his ass. See, so for all 3 of them, they were already losing before Jiraiya used Frog Song. So really, all 3 of these guys never stood a chance. Even against Jiraiya, they never stood a chance. With full intel, they're not beating Jiraiya. Now against the 6 pain, that's a little different. Let's go over the pain fight again, okay? So the pain fight started right after Jiraiya killed the 3 pain, right? He was talking to Mind Pa and he got distracted. And boom, he got ambushed. Now a lot of people say that Jiraiya is a sage, so he should have been able to sense this pain. And this is more like a blitz because he could sense it but couldn't react, and this is what people say. But that's just not true, because if you look at it, there are 2 Toe Sage there and they couldn't warn Jiraiya. And they warned Jiraiya a couple times already. So they too could not sense that pain. That pain is just good at hiding, it looks like. And then all the pain show up. And then they jump Jiraiya. Guess what happened next? Jiraiya escapes. Now what does this all mean? Well, if you think about it, if a regular 1-arm Jiraiya was able to take on all 6 of them and escape, what happens if he has 2 arms and full knowledge of all the pain's ability? It's like no question, right? It's not that hard to come up with scenarios where Jiraiya could win. Like all Jiraiya has to do is just escapes into the pipes, right? Boom. And then stall for a Frog Song. You might say that Pain would just blitz Jiraiya, but they already proven they can't. Look, if you remember, they jumped Jiraiya here, and Jiraiya escapes. Okay, so let's get back to what we were talking about, okay? Jiraiya escapes into the pipes here, right? Boom. Jiraiya escaped to the pipes. Now, the Pain can't really get to Jiraiya because Jiraiya has a lot of jutsu that could just negate the Pain. For example, he could just do the Frog Stomach, right? Boom. Alright, that would just trap the Pain there and the Pain can't get to him. Or, if he want to, he could do the dark swamp. Okay, it's been shown to be effective to hold the pain on the ground. Now in this scenario, the pain are limited and they can't really do much. Let me explain. Like the animal path, when Jiraiya fought 3 of them, the animal path didn't really summon anything. It's safe to assume they can't summon anything dangerous. Okay, so the animal path can do anything. The predator path is all about absorbing, so it doesn't really have anything threatening. And both the Naraka path doesn't really do anything to. The soul guy wouldn't be able to do anything either. The only two that actually matter are these two. Okay, and Tendo is actually very limited in the rain village. His almighty push, he can't really use it because of these guys. They're close to him. He has never really been shown to nuke his own teammate, so he wouldn't use it. And a full power one would hit Jiraiya, but it might hit himself too, so I don't think he would use it on himself. Plus, it's in the rain village, so he wouldn't use it. And the Chibaku Tensei, I think Jiraiya could just escape it, and he wouldn't even use it in the rain village. His only ability that matters is the universal pull that might pull Jiraiya in. But remember, this is full intel Jiraiya. Really, all Jiraiya has to do is just chakra on his feet and he's stuck there. And pain won't be able to pull him. Or if he really want to, he could just make the frog stomach attract to him. Boom. So really the only one that has any chance of getting out is this guy. And he could send missile or like shoot laser, but Jiraiya could really just block it with Earth style. Or maybe just make the Flash block it. He could just do that too. So in the end, all of this is just to stall for a frog song. And Pain wouldn't really suspect of Jiraiya being able to do that. And he wouldn't be ready for such a powerful genjutsu. And that's how Jiraiya win. You know, and if you disagree with me, just remember, Pains agree with me. Because just look at this. If we didn't have this secret of ours, we couldn't have won.